Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Now come on, more energy. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Brilliant. Brilliant. So we're going to go through Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib today very briefly. Let's not take the approach as a formalised presentation. Let's look at this. We're just going to go on a learning journey together. That's it. Yeah. It's going to be a brief introduction to Hazoor Sahib. In 50 minutes, I can't go through any major detail. I just won't do it justice. So the aim is to get you to go to Hazoor Sahib. Put your hands up if you've been to Hazoor Sahib. Right, we're about 30%, 35%. Hopefully that'll go up a lot more as we go into this presentation. So I'll be looking at briefly the history of Hazoor Sahib. And we're going to look at the historical sites, the significance of Sachkhand Hazoor Sahib as a historical site, some historical artifacts, and we're very lucky that we have historical artifacts, and that's actually something we don't celebrate. If you look at other religions, they don't have as many artifacts as we have. So in terms of Sikhi, our Sikhi is not just purely theoretical. We've actually got historical artifacts which we can go and see, which I think should be really interesting for families, especially just from the historical perspective. Do you want me to do this bilingually or just in English? You want to do bilingual? Bilingual. ਇਸ ਇਤਿਹਾਸਿਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਹਨ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਕੀ ਧਰਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖੋ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। They haven't got this. ਸੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਰਟੀਫੈਕਟ ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਆ ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਨਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੀ ਆ and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਉਸ ਦੀ discussion we will look at that, and then je time milya reincarnation di thodi aapa philosophy sharunge. Just we're going to touch it, okay, because time is sparse. So pehla I apologize, aadere gurdwara sahib inna di history I cannot go into because we just don't have enough time. Yeah, so that's probably one for another day. So first things, je tusi jana hoga Hazoor Sahib, तुसी हैदराबाद की फ्लाइट कैच करनी है, या सीधे हैदराबाद जाओ तो उत्थे एक सोहना होटल है नोवोटेल, उत्थे एक रात रह के फिर 4 घंटे का सफर है, you'll be in Hazoor Sahib. Okay, so it is 4,600 miles away, but you're not going to walk it, so I don't know the relevance of that anyway. And then from India, in Punjab, it's 750 miles. Yeah, why have I done that? Because Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, when Jasmeet Singh was talking before, he was talking about Anandpur Sahib, and Maharaj made their way down from Anandpur Sahib eventually all the way to Nandir, and before they were Damdama Sahib. So Maharaj ne Anandpur Sahib to baad holi holi fir Damdama Sahib gaye, fir us to baad Nandir aa gaye. So first kithe pahunche, कई गुरुद्वारे पहला भी पहुंचे, यहाँ पर आप फोकस करना गुरुद्वारा बंदा घाट।
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We are now inside Banda Ghat Gurdwara Sahib, and as you can see, we have Sri Ad and Dasan Prakash here. This is very, very common in Dakhan days, in Maharashtra, in Sachkhand Hazoor Sahib. If we do Parikrama, we go this way. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And there's specific artwork here which we can have a look at, which will help us in our understanding. So if you look here, this is Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and this is the palang, yeah, the resting space. This is actually belonged to Banda Singh. So at the time he's called Madhav Das. So that's Madhav Das's palang. So this whole area would have been essentially like a jungle, and now it's been urbanized. And Maharaj went into the Daya side and did Chakka of the goats. As we discussed before, Madhav Das tried everything using his spiritual powers to remove Maharaj from the palang. He couldn't do so. And then he asked Maharaj, why have you killed these goats in my vegetarian, vegan sort of dera? And Maharaj said, you're worried about these goats? What about people all around you, around the country that have been killed by the Mughals? And that's a big message for us. That's a big message for us in this year. So it's 2024, and we're probably looking at this in 5 years' time. But in the 21st century, a lot of us live beautiful lives, nice houses, nice cars, beautiful kids. We live in a utopia. Banda Singh was also living in a utopia. And Maharaj says, for a good Sikh, don't rely on those utopians existences. Think about what's going on globally, nationally, community-wise. That's why as a good Sikh, it's our duty to not just confine ourselves to the comforts of our grist.
So essentially, I've seen there's a lot of young people here. This means, in a very simple way, if bad things are happening in the world, our job ultimately is to stop them. Yeah? But before we can start helping other people, we also need to be able to understand what's good and what's bad. Maharaj Das ਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੈਸ਼ਨੂ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਬੱਕਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਝਟਕਾਏ ਗਏ ਪਰ ਮੁਗਲਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਤਾਂ ਖੂਨ ਇਸ ਧਰਤੀ 'ਚ ਖਿਲਾਰਿਆ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਾਧੋ ਦਾਸ ਦਾ ਹੰਕਾਰ his ego broke. He was like, you know what, that's actually right. And then he fell to Maharaj's charan and took Amrit. Madho Das ne Amrit ਛਕਿਆ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਣੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਚਨ ਲਿਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੌਦਾ ਲਓ. So you know the Sahibzade that got bricked alive and the ones that died in the jump, that responsibility to avenge that was given to Banda Singh Bahadur. So now you know Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib is in central India, which is it's about 750 miles away from Punjab, and that's where Guru Gobind Singh Ji met Madho Das, who then took Amrit and became a Singh. You know that now, yeah? Some of you probably know that from before. So that place where that meeting occurred is in around the area of Hazoor Sahib, and that Gurdwara is called Banda Ghat. Yeah? Brilliant. Right, so let's move on. So the next one is Gurdwara Nagina Ghat.
We are now at Nagina Ghat. Now this is of incredible importance to Hazoor Sahib. This is the Gurdwara side, which has two main sakhinas. The first one of when a Nagina was presented to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and that Nagina itself was put into the Godavari by Guru Gobind Singh Ji at the shop of the person presenting.
So I'm going to skip the video because time's short. I'll tell you what happened. So Nagina Ghat, Maharaj met someone called Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah, which Hankar, he had ego in him. He was an emperor. He was like, let me impress this Guru. Guruji ne apna koi Nagina pragat kar diye aur Maharaj ne khush ho jana. So he gave Maharaj his Nagina. Maharaj looked at it, it's a precious jewel, and he just threw it into the Godavari river. So he was shocked. Bahadur Shah was like, what's he done that for? Why has Guruji thrown such a precious thing in the water? He then told Bahadur Shah, go into that water, go into the Godavari, and you'll find a Nagina. When he put his hands in, there was loads and loads of jewels that came out. So what can we take from this? What can we take? First thing, we as a society are obsessed with material possessions. Yeah? And when Bahadur Shah goes to Maharaj, he is trying to almost think Maharaj will be happy if I give him something material. That's not the case. Maharaj Sadi Maya nahi mangde. Maharaj Bhagti chaਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ. And this is really important. ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਆ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਬਾਣੇ ਪਾਏ ਆ ਪਰ ਭਗਤੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਭਗਤੀ ਕੌਣ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ? Who actually is on a spiritual path? I'm including myself in this conversation, not excluding myself. Yeah? And Maharaj jithe sakhi hundi hai normally comes down to naam kamai bhakti. So this is really important because the second part, which is significant in this Gurdwara side, is Maharaj has a kapda tir. It's a special arrow, and he fires the arrow, and it lands at Sachkhand, what we know now to be Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib, and that was Maharaj's Tapasthan in Satyug. That's a lot of words there. Tap, meditation, Bhakti, Asthan, place of meditation in Satyug, in the age of truth, in their previous journey. So that there, straight away, that's almost like there's a bit of reincarnation built within that Sakhi itself. So if that is where Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib is now, what should that mean to us as we are Khalsa? What does that mean? What should be the most important thing? Sarya no Shreshth Kiya Sale. Maharaj kende a Pai Prapat Manak Dehuriya. Yeah, this is a gift. Prapati hoya dedi. Why? Why? What is your purpose of your body? Govinda milan ki e teri bariya. So this Sarir is a technology machine. What's it a technology for? To experience Vaheguru. And what's the software which helps us experience Vaheguru through this hardware? Gurbani, Kirtan, Katha. That's the software. In Western, a lot of Western philosophy, you will find that they are still asking, "What puchi andaya life da phayda kiya? Apa jamme gaate hain." Maharaj, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, has told you clearly, your point of life is to meet the Creator. Some of you, at this point, we're thinking, "Oh, it can't be that simple." Well, let me present it in another way. I'm going to sidetrack a little bit because this is important. Your body is not permanent. It's impermanent. So you know, if I say my name's Harpreet, if my hand, God forbid, because मेरा हाथ काट लिया, Harpreet थोड़ा मरिया, पूरा हाथ गया. ठीक है? His hand's gone. Harpreet is still there. Yeah, when I go to sleep at night and I dream, but I can see in my dream, am I using my eyes? No, I'm not the body. So maybe I'm the mind. Right? We know we're not the body's going to go. So maybe I'm the mind, man now. But when I go into deep sleep, the mind don't exist. So what am I? Oh, we have an answer. Yes. Soul. Atma. Yeah, you're the watcher. It's really interesting, it's really important. Jehana Panyang Singha Maharaji Ladli Forja Jera Sada Jap Tapaya O Shreshya. It's very important. Je apa Kaam Krodh Lobh Moh Hankar de vich har kuch kari jande a bana pa ke pucho Khalsa ji apa Khalsa a pekh dikhayo jagat ko logan ko baskeen Anta Kal Kati Katyo Bas Nark Molin. So we got to be careful. When we Maharaj da bana paya hoya a ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਮ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਖਾਲਸ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਮ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਲੋਭ ਮੋਹ ਹੰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ if we're in ego anger attachment and all these things and making our decisions that's not khals that's not pure that's big for the kaya jagat ko and Maharaj tells you what happens to those people antakal kati kateo bas nark molin siddha sabya so I'm just going to let these things come in. But that's really important for us all to understand. I'm saying this to myself as well. I'm saying this to myself. Harpreet, you're not the body. Because if you're the body, when your hand gets chopped off, you would have died. I'm not the body. We're not the body. The body's part of me. The body's part of me. The mind is part of me. But the real me is man tu jot saroop hai apana mool pachan. So that's the Atma talking to the mind. Oh mind, you're not the body. You're not just the body. You're the Jyot Sarup of Vaheguru. You're the light. Man tu Jyot Sarup hai. Sadi jiri andro ruh a Guru, ਉਹ ਵੀ Satguru ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਆ. That's the inner Satguru. Because a lot of people say, Maharaj darshan karne a, Gurbani is Satguru. Because the knowledge of Gurbani is all about Atma. It's about the real you. So this is, the whole of Hazoor Sahib is saying that to you. Hazoor, yeah, present, Hazoor Sahib. And where Maharaj's Bhakti Asthan is where everyone's matha taking. The matha taking where Maharaj was one with Waheguru through their Bhakti. So we as Sikh, are we going on this path as well? We've all got jobs, bills, responsibility. When you're young, you're a kid, you've got to go to school. All that's very important. But what also important is making sure you feed your soul. Jada Atma da khana hai, oh ki naam hai, naam. Sarir ki shakuga. Sarir shakuga, bhojan, man, soch. Hanji? Fir Atma, naam. Naam. We spend our whole life feeding our body and our mind. We keep our mind occupied, we keep our body fed. Atmik, khed, oh, thodi ji idhar udhar hogi. Right? So, keep that in mind all the time. Eh, hun apan bana Maharaj da paya hoya. Single, fairy, man jeeta hai, jag jeet sade te bhi apply a. Kaam, krodh, lobh, moh, hankar sade te bhi apply a. Je ਆਪਾਂ decision ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, when we make a decision but we're still doing it from ego, ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਲਸ ਬਣੇ. ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਲਸ, ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ pure, that's not pure. Your decision can only be pure when ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜਾਈ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ. If you stay in Maharaj's hukum, but how are you going to stay in Maharaj's hukum when your panch chor are pulling your mind all day long? ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਚੌਧਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਜੋਗੇ ਪਛਾਣਨ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ. You can't recognize the hukum. You can only recognize cosmic divine order if ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਆ ਗਏ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਮ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਲੋਭ ਮੋਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ you become the witnesser, the observer. Then ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵਿਵੇਕੀ buddhi ho jaye. You'll have discernment, you'll have a clear mind, not based on emotion and your own self-interest. That's when hukum bashata, you'll be in hukum. This is Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's teaching. So what does it mean? I'm not going to get through the presentation. Yeah, but the Maharaj can get bakariyan. The Guru Gobind Singh Ji has got this concept. Yes, it's an important concept. And I'm just going to go, I'm going to skip all the way through it really quickly. Right, I'll come back to this later if we have time. As you can see, yeah, right, it was all the way down. There it is. This is important. Khalsa hunda sant bhai. Sant ki hunda jehda kaam, krodh, lobh, moh, hankar to bahar hunda. You can only be a saint if you're not driven by your own ego. That's Guru Granth Sahib Ji gives us that knowledge. Fir sada jara sarir hunda, our body, we donate that to Guru Gobind Singh. This is for Khalsa. Yeah? So Khalsa, make sure you're listening. We've donated now our body to the Panth. So the Raza, the hukum of Guru Gobind Singh Ji happens through our body. Manta sada mariya hona chahiye. ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. Because that seva should be nishkam. ਕਾਮ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, desire. When we pursue something with a desire, it has a karmic consequence. And that karmic consequence has to then be reversed. If we do something without a desire, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਭਗਤੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ in action. ਉਹ ਨਿਸ਼ਕਾਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ I'll sit down. If I'm going to do the naam japana, I was like, you're sitting there and you're like, nothing's happening. It's really common. A lot of Sikhs say, kuch nahi hunda, chonkdi laiya, waheguru kari jande, koi asar nahi hunda. Here's a little vidhi for you. Nishkam karo Baba ji. You know, let's look at this analogy. When a mother does something for a child, is she writing it down in an account? And then afterwards going to say, look, I've done all this for you, you better pay me back. No, she does it out of love. Yeah, there's no account in love. You think you're 30 years old, you think you're 40, you think you're 6, you think you're 7, you're 9, 40, 41, yeah? 41. Baba Sarir hoya 41. Manvi hoya, jada Sarir na attached 41. Otto piche jada man, which has got all the karmas and everything attached, is very old. But jada Atma ota jamyani kade. That's there since the beginning of time. So since the beginning of time, yeah, when you were a tree, when you were a mountain, an insect, Waheguru was feeding you through the cosmos all that time. Tusi 10 minute chaunkadi la ke kende hun deo baba kuch. Doesn't work. Nishkam is so important. When you do things without expectation, you're freed from the result of that action. Khalsa ji, thoda farj hai, shastar, jada hun baan, you fire the arrow, eh thoda farj hai. Je nishan idhar udhar ho gaya, if the target moves, oh mara je hath se. But thoda kam hai to fire the arrow. It's a metaphor. Don't go outside and start firing arrows into the field. Yeah, and the metaphor is, do your dharam. Khalsa ban ke thoda dharam kiya. Seva, simran, sad sangat. Bane to look after the bana. Je tusi apa singh ban ke khana peena bas lite pena. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਫੇ ਕਾਮ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਲੋਭ ਹੰਕਾਰ ਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਕਿੰਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਬਣਿਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਭੇਖ ਦਿਖਾ ਜਗਤ ਕੋ ਲੋਗਨ ਕੋ ਬਸਕੀਨ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਗੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਇੱਥੇ and Hazoor Sahib is fantastic in showing this. Look ਉੱਥੇ Hazoor Sahib ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਦਸਮ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਭਗਤੀ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਸੰਤ ਸਪਾਈ Simran in your mind and then Simran in real life is seva. Seva. Use this tan, man, Simran, tan, seva. Man, Simran, tan, seva. Na kamana seva de bitch. Okay, very gusse ho jande people that's my seva. That's my seva. It's not your nothing. It thoda sarir vi nahi, swas vi nahi thode. ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਾਮਦਾਨ ਹੋ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਨਾ ਕਈ ਜਨਮ many lifetimes yeah many lifetimes we've died within the womb. Look, it says here, yeah, we've had many incarnations. You're a worm, a moth, an elephant, a fish, a deer, a bird, a snake, an ox, a horse. But then Maharaj says, Mil Jagadish, Milan Ki Bariya, meet the Lord of the universe. Now's the time to meet him. And after a long time, this body was fashioned for you. And some of you, Fevi Hale Lokande Printu Karantu, on Je Main Harpreet Banke, Sven Ortki, Kaku Ke, Barja Ke Firan, Rabadana Nan Levan. खा लिया पी लिया भंगड़ा पा लिया nothing wrong with that too much but naam nahi japya and imagine if I was 20 years old I had loads of people I was hanging around with messed around with people I shouldn't have messed around with and lived the life of eating, drinking, smoking and the other things humans do. What would happen if I died? Just think logically. Jeman Maria and if the reincarnation is there ki hona रब ने कहना तू ता गधे अंदर रहा ले गधे दी शरीर नाम ता जप्या नहीं तेनू मानस दी जात का ते नहीं why are we going to give you a human body if you did गधेयां दा काम. It's not emotional, it's a science in it in a way. You get what you receive. If you have a life full of bhajan and bandagi and you have kamana, a little bit of kamana there, फिर महाराज ने तुम मुड़ के शरीर दे ना के होर भजन करो, होर बंदी करो. This whole world, for us as Sikh, this is a university. Sikh किथे आया पढ़ना है, and in this university you can go over the million की तेरी बरिया, you can meet Waheguru. This is really important that we understand this. So now we're talking about reincarnation. There is a Gurdwara Sahib of relevance called Shikar Ghat, and I'll quickly go through it, then I'll go back to Sachkhand. So Gurdwara Shikar Ghat is a beautiful, it's loads of beautiful architecture around there. And there's this chap here. Who knows this Gatha? Who knows? Kisno pata hai ki hua? Can someone share? Clearly, nice and loud, sing. Yeah, off you go. Yeah.
So in the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj,
Yeah, louder.
there was a Sikh. His name was Bhai Harpreet,
Hanji.
and he was a really good Sikh Maharaj. He did Bhakti and he stayed with Maharaj for some time. And then his wife,
So he had an issue where he couldn't go with Maharaj, innit? That's what you're going to say. And then he refused and he hid, didn't he?
Yeah, the snake got him.
And the snake bit him.
Yeah.
But that's after Guru Nanak said what?
He didn't forget.
What did Maharaj say? Var, Jal Shabdo, something like that, yeah? And he got bitten by a snake and he died. Do you know what happened? Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Hazoor Sahib pulled out a kapra teed and he was with Bahadur Shah and he killed a rabbit. Bahadur Shah was like, that's a bit of an overkill. A big teed for a little rabbit. And then Maharaj said, no, that's Maula Khatri from when I was Guru Nanak. More reincarnation. More reincarnation in there. Yeah, Maula Khatri took 10 lifetimes of the Gurus to then be freed here. And his rule come out and all the Singhs saw it. They saw the rule come out and you're probably thinking, what's he talking about, this guy? That's not even science. Like, you know, what's he talking about? Look, when you go to sleep at night, what happens? Can you see in your dreams? Yes. That's your Sukam Sarir. This is our Stool Sarir. This is in Gurbani. This is our physical body. And that, when we're sleeping at night in dream state, is called Sukam. That's our subtle body. And that is what carries all our Dharam. And that is what some of us think we are. We're not that. We're the body behind Sukam, which is called Karan Sarir, which is Atma. And how can you get to Atma? How would you get to Atma? How would you get to that state? What do you have to do, guys? Naam Japna. You have to jap Naam. So that's Shikar Ghat Gurdwara. So, sorry for the structure. We're going to go back into Hazoor Sahib, and now you know that Hazoor Sahib is the place also where Guru Gobind Singh Ji was cremated. So it's Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Tapasthan from Satyug. It's also where Guru Gobind Singh Ji was cremated. Maharaj Satyug to Tapasthan vi hai, but jithe Maharaj ne Angitha Sahib de vich Dilbag na Jyoti Jot hoya si, oh vi Sachkhand Hazoor Sahib hoya si. And there's a Nishan Sahib there. And this Nishan Sahib, you're probably getting dizzy. Yeah, that's part of the effects, yeah. Right, this Nishan Sahib is here, look. So that's, if you look there, that's Sachkhand Hazoor Sahib. There's one Nishan Sahib there. That's where Guru Granth Sahib Ji was made the Guru. That's huge. That's 3 massive pieces of history. Number 1, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Tapasthan from Satyug, another time age, in another life. Number 2, Guru Gobind Singh Ji was seen last alive in physical form, and the transfer point of their Tari Guru to Shabad Guru in the form of Guru Granth Sahib. This is a major Asthan. Era Tai Kende Hazoor Sahib Maharaj Hazariya. Maharaj is still there. If you go to Hazoor Sahib, you can feel Guru Gobind Singh. And I'm a very, very sceptical person. I'm like, yeah. But when you go there, it's completely different. There's something there in the ether, you know? And some people will say to me, look, you're getting all hocus pocusy in your old age now. And I say to them, look at me. And they look at me. And I say, what do you see? They say, old Singh. I say, no. You're not even looking at me. The light from your face is going into my eye, from my face is going into your eyeball, then it's getting turned upside down, then getting converted into digital information that goes down your optic nerve. And then inside your mind is seeing a projection of me. You can't even look at me. And then they go, oh, okay, yeah, we know so little. So I'm standing here, Harpreet Singh's there, in between millions of atoms. There's Wi-Fi in between. There's microwaves in between. There's all sorts of stuff. We just don't know. So when you go somewhere with humility and you get your mind to quieten down, you'll be able to feel the presence of Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Hazoor Sahib. Yeah? So that's why Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib is important. Yeah, you've got the three things, yeah? Just in case you've forgotten, we're not going to Harpreet.
So this farm here is...
We haven't got time for that. So it says there on the right hand side the significance. Okay. Put your hands up if you want to go to Hazoor Sahib. I'm going again. Let's do it, yeah. Go to Hazoor Sahib. How do we get there? It's all good, you know. How do you get there? Air India, no. BA, Hyderabad. Go to Hyderabad, go to the Novotel for one night. I'm telling you because I want to just get rid of this. There's a barrier between you and Hazoor Sahib. It's the internet. Go on the internet, Hyderabad, go there, stay at the Novotel if you want. If you don't, go straight from there. It's 4 hours, a beautiful road. It used to be really bad, and then go straight to Sachkhand. Book yourself a room and enjoy. Experience Sikhi. Look, we're not worried about everyone else. Let me tell you. मेरा कहने का भाव है बाबे ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਈਸਾਈ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਕੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਕੇਸ ਆ so we should go with our families to these historical sites. Sikhi shouldn't be the internet for our kids. It should be real. It should be experienced through all our senses, and we as families should really make the effort. Don't go on holiday to Spain, go to Hazoor Sahib. I'm serious, just go do it, you won't regret it. Yeah? Fantastic. Right, so I'm going to go through a couple of more God. Baba ji time da ki mosta. Theek hai Baba. So this is inside Hazoor Sahib. So there's Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj and Dasan Singh Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj there. You can see all these various practices. They sing at the back. This is the inner sanctum here. Ethe Maharajan Git is here. Yeah. Right. And Ethe Maharaj Swarup hai. Theek hai? So this is what's here, and they've got Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Kirpan from the Angita side. So when the Maharaj rode in with the Bhag Singh, the Singhs looked after a few days, you know, what's left? Maharaj wasn't there. And this was it. This is the Kirpan that they found. Maharaj is the Malla Shastra. This is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's. This is not made up. It's there. Look, you can go and see it. You should go and see it. Maharaj ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਾਮਾਤ ਆ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਰਾਮਾਤ ਹੋ ਜੂਗੀ This is that famous teer I keep going about, the Kapra teer. This was 5 from Nagina Ghat and also the one from Mola Khatri as well. So I'm not going to go too much into the Jyoti Jyot because the time is low. Let's have a quick look. So in the inner sanctum of Sachkhand is loads of Shastra. Why? We say Gurbani is our Guru, but what does Khalsa also say is our Guru? Shastra is our Guru. Yeah? Shastra is, we also worship our Shastra. And a lot of people say they're like Singhs, you keep doing your Barakamma the wrong way around. Like, what are you doing? Like, Singh, this way, you're going the other way, what's going on? And for me, after talking to a few things, there's two main reasons. Shastra vi sadda gurua. So when we go anti-clockwise, our Shastra's on our left and our Guru's on our left. We're not in between. Donna di sadkar hundiya. That's really important. And that actually, whole idea of Maryada, जिन हम Maryada दी किंतु परंतु करते हैं, थोड़ा सीधा जो जवाब दूँगे. Where was Guru Gobind Singh Ji seen last? Where on planet Earth? You should know now, please. Hazoor Sahib. Yes, agreed. Guru Gobind Singh Ji was last seen on Hazoor Sahib. So Maharaj stayed there and lived how they wanted to. Maharaj Hazoor Sahib last darshan hoya physical. ठीक है? Or Singha ne Maryada, they passed it down. So example, the person who did the Toof at the time of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, within their family it's run down that Maryada all the way. The same with the Shastari Seva inside Sanghasan Asthan, the central sanctum, that has also been passed down from person to person from the time of Guru Gobind Singh. The people doing the Radha Sabbat, the people doing Nityanam, Gagar Seva is passed down from the time of Guru Gobind Singh, unbroken chain, 13th generation. Let's put our emotions to one side, to what we think Sikhi is. Let's just be for a second historical and analytical. If they are the last people to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and they've passed the Maryada down all the way, the chances are they're quite accurate. That's fair. I think that's fair to say. So their Maryada and Nyang Singh Maryada both closer. So Maryada means how we live out, how we practice our Sikhi. So rather than take this approach of, this is some new thing they're doing. No, historically speaking, it's the closest thing to what Guru Gobind Singh Ji was doing. That's just a fact, and we're going to have to digest that fact and get real with it. And if we want Sikhi to flourish and continue flourishing, historically, we have to tell the objective truth. We have to tell the objective truth. Otherwise, we're going to end up like the other Dharams. And you know what people say, it's not nice what people are saying about other Dharams' prophets and their scriptures. And that's because the people within the religion were in denial about what was going on there. Tika? So that's really important. Do your historical research. But what's the most important thing? Naam abhyas. Naam di jehdi khede hai oh shreshya. Sant. Spai is just a soldier. Without him having the qualities of a Khalsa, then he becomes a Kal Purukh's Fauj. Otherwise it's just Fauj. You don't want to be just Fauj. You want to be a Kal Purukh's Fauj. How are you going to be a Kal Purukh's Fauj? Jada bhajan bandagi kanda ohi a Kal Purukh di Fauj. Huh? Okay. Right, moving on. So I'm going to show you these two little clips. I like these ones, so we'll definitely... They'll show you the seva going on inside, the back side. So this is Baba Galwant Singh here, doing seva inside Sanghasanastan, the central sanctum, in the sanctum. He's the only person allowed in Sanghasanastan. There's one other person, in case Babaji gets ill, but it's just Babaji is the only person allowed, and that's his junkie. That's what he does twice a day, every day. No one else can go in there apart from if he gets ill, there's one other person. But guess who that other person is? The next in line for the seva. It's not a random person. Yeah, just imagine that. Babaji seva all his life is to do Sanghasan seva in the Sanghasanastan. How beautiful that is that as a tradition. For him to be in that jaga where Guru Gobind Singh Ji was last seen. Imagine the energy that comes off this Mahapurush, great person. Mahapurush, Maha, great Purush. Wow. So that's the Karamat Shastra. There's a Shastra in there called the Karamat Shastra. That's it there, isn't it? Is this it here? Is it in there, yeah? So there's a Shastra in there. Wherever you put it in Singhasanastan, by the evening somehow it comes to the top. Okay? I'll leave that one with you. Yeah? It's called Garamat because it's miraculous. Yeah? Right, fantastic. So we've talked about this. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Kalhi is at Hazoor Sahib, Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib. All these images, जिन्हें आप फोटोआं देख रहे हैं महाराज ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਪਿਤਾ ਉਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਲਗੀ ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਹਨ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਮਾਲੇ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਕੰਗਾ all in Hazoor Sahib. Also there are artifacts from other famous Sikh warriors. This is Akali Fulla Singh Dega. Yeah, this is Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Sher Punjab. Both of these Shamshirs are there. Alright, there's another video there, but I'm going to skip it. But here, look, you've got the famous Sikh warriors here, and then the Guru Gobind Singh Ji Shastra there as well. It's amazing, amazing artifacts. Priceless for Sikhs. Right, next to there, Baba ji, time 9 minutes rege? Okay. Next to that Asthan, if you look here, that's the main Sachkhand, right? Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib. This is all the rooms that are around the Karma area. This is that Nishan Sahib we talk about. Which one is this, guys? Akira Nishan Sahib hai ji. Jitte Marne Gurti Gaddi, this one. Yeah? And then here, Bhai Daya Singh, Bhai Dharam Singh, and Mata Bhago da Boonga ji, Gurdwara Sahib. Right next to there, because they went with Maharaj from Punjab all the way down to Mandir. Yeah, why? I'm gonna spend time on this. Why? What do you notice? Mata Bhago. Our Sikh women are so important. They can be warriors as well. They're not just people that do the typical feminine roles. They can also be warriors. And do you know what? When I went to that Asthan, I was mind blown what I saw. And I've got a little recording of it here. Okay, it's on the wall. It's here.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਬੜੇ ਭਾਗੇ ਹੋ ਤਬ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਅਬਚਲ ਨਗਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦਿਦਾਰੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਸਫਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਸਥਾਨ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ Boonga Mata Bhago ji da tap Asthan hai. Je Thane Sahib jo hone aap ji darshan didare kite ji. Is Asthan te Mata Bhago ji ne baith ke tap kita. 6 saal 6 mahine 6 ghadiyan. Mukassar to janm ke baad aaye 10वें पातशाह जी के नाल 500 सिंह 500 पठान बहादुर शाह बादशाह भाई साहब भाई दया सिंह जी भाई साहब भाई धर्म सिंह माता बहादुर जी सामने दुआ पैर के संस्कार किए गए दुआ के सामने अंगीठे बने दुआ पैर में तक
that there is where Bhai Dharam Singh and Bhai Daya Singh were cremated.
दुआ ने शरीर से दुआ के अंगीठे साहब सामने बने आपके सामने शीशे ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਰਾਈਫਲਾਂ ਹਨ 40 ਮੁਕਤਿਆਂ ਦੇ
small rifles of 40
25 ਕਿਲੋ ਦੇ ਹਨ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਹੈ ਮਾਤਾ ਭਾਗੋ ਜੀ ਦੀ
the biggest gun is that of my Bhago
12.5 ਫੁੱਟ ਲੰਬੀ 50
foot long 50 kilos in weight
ਆਪ ਮੋਢੇ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ
50 kg. It's there, it's real. It's not in a book, in an archive. The physical evidence is there. Go check it out. My Bhago didn't get married. She just...
ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਸ਼ਸਤਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਤੋਪ ਹੈ ਤਾਂਬੇ ਦੇ ਬਣੇ ਸਟੈਂਡ ਦੇ 1.5 ਕੁਇੰਟਲ 150 kg
150 kilo gun as well that was using the jump in Muksa.
ਮੁਗਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੁਸ਼ਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੋਤੀ ਜੋਤ ਸਮਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਕਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ ਦੀਪਮਾਲਾ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਪੰਚਮੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ 5 ਪੈਸੇ ਨਾਰੀਅਲ ਬਤਾਸੇ ਅਤੇ ਚੰਦਨ ਦਾ ਤਿਲਕ ਲਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਇਹ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਜੇ ਵੀ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਚੰਦਨ ਦਾ ਤਿਲਕ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਸਵੇਰੇ 6:30
Okay, so there you see, my Bhago's actual original gun is stored there at Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib, slightly on the right to Sachkhand. There's a small Gurdwara Sahib and it's there. You can go and see it. they let you touch it. Yeah, so it's amazing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back because here.
This is the Angika side of Bhai Daya Singh and Bhai Dharam Singh.
You know, Bhai Dharam Singh and Bhai Daya Singh, one of the haath thale the Guru Granth Sahib is there. Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj. I'm just going to go back and see if I can get it forwarded to that section because it's proving to be a bit tricky. There we go. There we go. That's the original.
So what he's saying, this is the Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj, handwritten by Bhai Dharam Singh and Bhai Daya Singh. So over here you have physical Angika side, that's physical artifacts, which is right next to the Hazoor Sahib main cut. And Bhai Daya Singh and Bhai Dharam Singh did seva here 8 years after Guru Gobind Singh Ji changed form. And this is the original deed of Guru Granth Sahib, which is handwritten. So this is Bhai Madonna, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and Bhai Balla, and that's hand sketched in his there. So this Sarup is over 300 years old. This Sarup is over 300 years old. And it's up there.
So you can see that the history is there, it's alive and kicking. And you know the Bhai Sabdi that was there sitting there doing seva of Guru Granth Sahib. Can you imagine his ancestors were there at the time of Guru Gobind Singh and Bhai Dharam Singh? He's not just a random person that's rocked up. You know, they pass it through lineage. And I think that's amazing in itself. And that's something certainly that should be celebrated. And we should be telling everyone, all the Sikh, go to Hazoor Sahib and go and do darshan of Maharaji Shastra, of Guru Granth Sahib, of my Bhago's Banduka, yeah, of the Kapratir, and even the Tapastan itself. If someone such as Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, Akal Purkh, if someone like that has done bhakti in Satyug, what do you think the energy there is going to be like? So when you sit there and you do your Waheguru job, you do your Japji Sahib, Jap Sahib, Nitnem Padde Aa, Utthe tusi bhakti karde aa, the asar is more. The asar is way more. So we should be going to this Asthan and celebrating this Asthan and telling everyone. And I'm not telling you to all people that are sad started, you haven't kept your kids. Doesn't matter. I'm not telling you to keep your kids. I'm saying go to Hazoor Sahib just once, just go. Yeah, if you're really scared about going to Hazoor Sahib, I'll take you. Okay?
Ticket as well?
Yeah, no tickets. No, you have to pay for my ticket. No. Now, on a serious, if you're somebody who's totally unfamiliar with going to Hazoor Sahib, we will arrange through Cars Up UK. Where's that? Just meet here? No, I'll do it on his behalf. We will arrange a trip for people, a yatra, or for people that are just worried about organisation and the logistics. We'll make sure you get to the right stands. We'll do it once for you. Yeah, 1 week you're going to need. 1 week off work. So there's no excuses now. Yeah, we're all here together, and I've made that promise on camera that I'll take you. You have to pay for your own ticket. Yeah, I'm not going to pay for your ticket and your accommodation. But if you come, and I know it's transformative because I've been there about 3 or 4 times now, and every time I come, 7, 8, 9, a year later, I'm still feeling it. The asr. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Let's move on. So now we know my Bhago, and us as you know, it's harder for me to say because I'm a male in my 40s. But from a female perspective, if we look at who we're looking up to, who should we be looking up to? Should we be looking up to, you know, these pop stars, or should we be looking up to my Bhago? You know, people want to say, oh, that person, oh, they're a G. Yeah, what they're trying to say, this person is a high caliber person. You've got a Bibi who's over 6 foot, who rode a horse with a 50-kilo gun and fought wars alongside men and took out men. You're not getting any bigger G's than that. Facts. Again, let's be factual. Yeah? Brilliant. That's Martha being close. Right, and then finally, Godara Mata Sahib Deva. So, Mataji, who can tell me who Mata Sahib Deva was? Because my voice is going. Who's going to tell me? Who's going to tell me? Someone put your hand up. Hanji Babai.
One of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's wife.
So one of, or the mother of the Khalsa. Yeah? So whenever you hear Mata Sahib Deva, that's the mother of the Khalsa. Yeah? So she was the spiritual mother of the Khalsa. And there's a Gurdwara in Hazoor Sahib called Gurdwara Mata Sahib Deva, which is her tapasthan, where she did meditation from Satyuga as well. So your mother, our mother and father's tapasthans are both in Hazoor Sahib. Yeah? And Harpreet Singh, would you like to come and talk about that Gurdwara very quickly? Yeah? Adilba.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ka Fateh.
I've got 2 minutes to quickly summarise Mata Sahib Deva. So this is when Maharaj. How do you change the flag?
Okay.
So when Maharaj they went hunting with Maharaj was the sayings of Mata Sahib Deva, and Mataji sat. And at that time this is all jungles. The Godavari river goes behind Mataji's Asthan. And at that time, this was all jungles. So, Maharaj is going hunting. Mataji sat down and said, okay, let me sit down, I want to take a rest. With Mataji's couple of things. Mataji sits down and Samadhi lagi. Wow. And the saying says to Maharaj, Mata the Samadhi lagi, should we bring her, what should we do? And Maharaj says, no, this is Mataji's Satjurga Tapastan. So just leave Mataji there. From that space, that place is in the middle of that. In the middle, when you go to Mataji's Asthan, you go straight. It's just that. That space, until Baba Mit Singh's time, was just a small little Angita. Very, very small. Very, very small. I'm trying to summarize this really quick. Ityasa, this is from Satjuk. If you read Chandi Divar, it goes all the way back to there. Somba no Somba relates is so deep. 5-minute talks, you could do an hour talk on just at this Asthan. When Baba Mit Singh talks about this Asthan, when Baba Mit Singh talks about it in the Granth, they said this Asthan and Sahib and Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib, same. When Baba Mit Singh came to this, before Baba Mit Singh came to this Asthan, they were at Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib. In their sleep, they were sleeping. And the Singh said to Baba, you know, Asthan tesi seva karna, and Baba says, oh, karunge. And they were sleeping, and in their dreams, Mataji came. And Mataji says, you've seen the Asthan of your father. You've seen the Asthan of your father. Look how beautiful it is. He said, Asthan nahi banana. Our Asthan is just it's a small little Tapastan. That's when Baba Mit Singh came in. And at that time, I don't want to take up all the time. At that time, the Marathi would come, take everything. Whenever they had a Mahante, he said they were so patale, they were skin and bones. Because whenever they have any lung or anything, the Marathi, the locals would come and just take everything. Baba Mit Singh came then. They walked from Punjab. And this Asthan, the history of this Asthan, I can see a lot of Apni Phaj here. The relationship with this Asthan, Buddha and the Panth, it's like this. It's like this. You can't, it's like this. Baba Santa Singh's took the Santhya, Baba Jarnail Singh Ji, when they did the Dharam Yudh Morcha, before then they did Taphe, all the Taksal Mahapur, the Taphe. This Asthan and our Panth is like this. The same Prakash, this is Sade Bachan, nahi Mahapur Khanda Bachan. That's no I'm saying. The Mahapur say the same Prakash at Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib, same on here. When Sargini Jarnail Singh Ji, look, Sargini Jarnail Singh Ji, they did a Chalisa. And if you know what Chalisa is, it's a 40-day job at Sachkhand Sri Hazoor Sahib. And Santji's Ichha was, मैं महाराज दा मैं अपने पिता दा ऐसी दर्शन करने I want to have darshan of my father. They did 40 days underneath at Takhat Sahib. On the 40th day, they were sat in samadhi and they could see light. At the end of the light, they see a door, and this door was shut. And he's like, why is the door shut? And he hears a voice. He knows Maharaj is behind this door, but the door's shut. And he starts crying. And then they start crying. They go to the Jathadar at the time. They said, this is what happened. Darshan to hoye si, but it was behind the door. And Maharaj was behind the door, and I couldn't see behind the door. Why was the door shut? Why didn't I get Maharaj's darshan? And the Mahapur, the Jathadar at that time said, you've gone to see your dad without meeting your mom. Before you go to see your dad, you have to meet your mom. We're all family people. If your dad's ever angry at you, what do? You tell your mom, like, Mataji, Pitaji, sadhana go see andar aa jaya. And your mom will talk to your dad and sort everything out. So then what did Santi do? They went to Mataji's Asthan. So this is the Asthan, yeah. They went to Mataji's Asthan, did 40-day job there. On the 40th day, what happened? Prakash. And behind the Prakash, they see Mataji. And Mataji is smiling. Mataji says, "Hun Pitaji tiyar hai. Go back to Takhat Sahib. Hun Pitaji, hun Koshia Pitaji." Then they did another Chalisa Takhat Sahib. Then they saw the light of Guru Gobind Singh Darshan. Maharaj the Partak Darshan hui. And that's from then the Dharam Yudh Morcha started. So the relationship between the two Asthans is like this. I don't know, have I got any more time?
Yeah, go.
I'll tell you one other personal story.
Do you want me to go to this slide?
Yeah, just this slide.
Yeah.
So this is a personal story. I remember Jasmeet Singh said to share a quick sakya or a quick story of Yusuf. So this is when I was a lot younger. Just after I did my GCSEs. And I've always wanted to go. I was always like, after I studied, I want to spend time here. And I want to be a Bokanya thing. And then I came here after my GCSEs and my family were like, "No, you're going to uni." I was like, "I'm Baba Plemson back, I'm going to stay here." And I go to him and I say to Baba Ji, "Main aa gaya. I want to my son tell and I met him, but sit there and Baba, I'm not going to say what Baba said, but they swore at me and they said, "Go back. Just go back and study. Go back." I went back, studied, came back after my university. And in that time in my head, and this is relating to what Bhai Sahib was saying about doing the yatra, Hazoor Sahib. Now when you're going to do the yatra, there's a mindset you need to take with yourself. A yatra is not, don't go as a tourist. Yeah, don't go as a tourist. Don't go there just to look at the takha, don't go there, go to the shops. You have to, to go on a yatra, you have to change this. Yeah, so don't make the same mistakes I did. When I went, I was okay. Now when I'm gonna chill. I don't know if you've ever been, you might have seen Baba Khadak Singh. They say Mataji Asthan, this big, huge, Dharam never Daya, huge the man, and I see him. You see him like I hit the shoot thing, and in my head I'm like, I'm chilling Baba Khadak Singh. And then there's Gyani Harpreet Singh. They were the Gyani that time. Oceans of knowledge. I was like, okay, I'm gonna chill with Gyani Ji. When I went there, so it's been a month off, so I stayed there for a month. Bhagti Shakti Singh Mujib, and a lot of the Pode were left at the Pada at Mataji Asthan. And along with the Pode, there's a Singh and a son. And this Singh, his Bana, like, my Bana's quite dark, but his is filthy. It's like, he looked like he hasn't washed for days. He's the Mala, Mustana, like barely, something you wouldn't, if you saw him without the Mala now, you wouldn't put it in the Mala. In here. And then I was like, yeah. I'm chilling with Baba Khadak Singh, but I'm not chilling with him. Then weeks go past, and Baba Panim Singh says to me, like, "Tu Gordon, we say Baba." I was like, "Okay." And I don't know if any of you seen Lord of the Rings. I nicknamed that guy the Orokai. He looked like Yorks. And I said, and I was like, look behind, I was like, okay, who's going to teach me? He's going to probably be Baba Khadak Singh, probably going to be a marker, like usually the one that, and it was him. He's like, he's going to teach you how to ride horses, look like horses. I was like, great. So I started chilling with him, started doing seva with him, and I realised he's up before everyone else. I used to think, okay, maybe he doesn't do a shnan, but he does a shnan first. First person to do a shnan. So then I was like, okay, maybe I've got him wrong. After he's done all the Darbar Sahib seva, inside the Darbar Sahib, he's getting the food and the water for the horses. And that sounds simple. But when you're there, you're doing Nanga prayer, you carry 20-25 horses you're looking after. The amount of weight you're carrying, I was like, okay, this is why he looks like he doesn't know what day it is, because he doesn't sleep. Then I said, Baba, where do you sleep? Like, you ain't got a room, I've got a room. And he's like, he sleeps in the tabilla. The tabilla is the place where the horses are, so he's got 4 pillars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's tied a rope around the 4 pillars, and he's got a chadar. So that's his voice. He sleeps like. I was like, so you don't sleep, that's why you look the way you do. And then as I'm going on, I realised, I started feeling guilty, like I've got this guy completely wrong. But that was just the beginning. Then after he's fed the horses, it's called karkara. So you get this little metal, it's like a jumper, I guess. And you rub it, very rudimentary, you rub the horse with it, you get all the mail off, and you take but the mail will come onto you. So when we do it, he gave me a horse called Angarej, because I'm from England, so he thought it was funny. When I do it, my one would be filthy black. And I was like, this is why you look like you're the way you do, because you're immersed in Seva. After a couple of weeks go past, I get to know him even more. He has a son called Mangal Singh. He's very small. He's got a huge scar on his face. He can't read or write, but he's basically a doctor for horses. If anything goes wrong with that horse, he knows, okay, you put this herb in his mouth, you put this there, you put that there, and the horse is fixed. So I'm talking to Mangal Singh, and I was like, okay, let me stay with you one day. I'll sleep with you guys, and then we'll get together. Wake up in the morning to do so. And that's when I went there in the evening after the Shanda saw the Kranki, to sleep, to stay. And so I go back to the Pibinda. They've got 4 pillars. Like I said, they've got their chadar around, they've got 1 manja. So all of us in the West, we've got houses, luxuries, nice shoes, nice fridges, nice everything. Yeah, this guy's got 1 manja. That's all they are. 1 manja. And when I go inside, I look at the manja, and they're sleeping under the manja. I was like, what's this? They're sleeping under the manja, they're not even sleeping on the manja. I said, like, what are you doing? Like, you got manja, why don't you sleep on the manja? And they're like, on the manja they got a picture of Bhai Harpreet Singh. I said, I was like, the one thing they own in the world, that manja, they've sacrificed that as that. So when you go to these asthans, when you go on yatra, your hankar, you need to take out. Nimratana, go there with the idea that I want to learn something. The Guru is going to talk to me. The Guru is going to give something to me. Go with that mentality. Don't go thinking, I'm going to chill about saying I'm going to chill. I've made that mistake. When I went there, changed my life. That one time, that one meeting with them, changed my life. What we think of a Nyang Singh, what we think of a good Sikh is something different. When you meet the Singhs, they're like Bhai Sahib was saying, it's humbling, very, very humbling. Okay, Mata Sahib Devan Asthan, hopefully I summarize it quickly.
So we're pretty much there now.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's there.
Okay guys, I think we're pretty much there in terms of the lecture for today. We're going to do the Ghat ka Muqabla now, huh? Ready? This meeting, ji? No, right. Okay, so just to conclude, we all understand now the importance of Hazoor Sahib. If you really want to go to Hazoor Sahib and you're not sure, I'll stay around afterwards and I'll take your email address and stuff, and then I'll try to sort something out for you. Other than that, there's going to be Ghat ka Muqabla in downstairs hall. So guys, you can go down there. If I've said anything to offend you, I apologise. Thank you for being patient. Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh.